everybody, I'm Kimberly Turner from cookingwithkimberly.com, and today I'm going to show you how to cook Napa Valley Blackberry Ginger Balsamic Pork Side Ribs. So you could use any kind of ribs you want. You could use beef, you could use pork, you could use whatever you've got at your grocery store. So I have about 3.75 pounds of pork side ribs. And I have a large pot going on my stove top. It's about 3/4 full of water. It's a nice large one that's going to fit these guys in. I'm bringing that to a boil, and I'm going to add some spices to that, but I'm not going to add the pork until it boils because I'm not trying to leach the flavors out as you would with a soup or a stew or a stock. I'm trying to keep the flavors in that meat, but tenderize it. So that's why it's going to wait to go in. I'm going to add some salt to the mix here, a little bit of sea salt. So these ribs are going to be Blackberry Ginger Balsamic, and we're using a Blackberry Ginger Balsamic vinegar from Napa Valley Vinegar Company. You can check them out online at winecountrykitchens.com. Now this stuff comes out like a beautiful syrup, and we're going to use this to glaze the ribs after in the oven. Now, so this is the plan. We're going to boil these guys, tenderize them up. They're going to go for a good hour to tenderize. You want them starting to fall off the bone, but not too far off the bone. You want them to still remain intact so you can move them around, okay, and serve them. So into this pot, as soon as this comes to a boil, again, let's put the rest of these spices in. A nub of ginger, since we're using blackberry ginger. I'm going to use some chili flakes, maybe a half a teaspoon. You gotta have a little bit of spice. A bay leaf, 1 whole clove, some mustard seeds, maybe a half a teaspoon, some whole peppercorns, maybe a dozen, and some coriander seeds, again, about a dozen. Now let that all come up to a boil, then we'll add our pork. Okay, my water has come up to a boil, and in go my ribs. If you have to cut this in pieces to fit into your particular pot, go ahead and do that. So make sure your pork is submerged, and I'm going to put the lid on and bring it back up to a boil as quickly as possible. Once it hits that boil again, we're going to turn it down to a low simmer just so it's bubbling, and you're going to let that go for a good hour so that pork gets nice and tender. Well, these ribs are falling off the bone. They're beautiful. These guys took about an hour and 15 minutes, and I'm going to just transfer them onto my baking sheet. Now I've lined my baking sheet with a great silicone mat. This is from Bake It Fun. Make sure you check out my review on this stuff. These guys, awesome mats. Now, if you don't have a silicone mat, you could use parchment, okay? I don't want it to stick to anything. You could also do this in a roasting pan if you wanted to. So ever so carefully, without splashing yourself, remove the ribs. They're falling off the bone, so be careful. I have my oven preheating to 375 degrees. And don't get rid of this liquid. This can be used for great soup tomorrow. So I'm just going to arrange these guys so they're flat. Oh, they look amazing. I can't wait. I love it when they're falling off the bone. That's when you know that they're ready. Some people just throw them on the grill or just throw them in the oven, and they actually have to tenderize up quite a bit. I don't like to have a piece of rib I really have to fight with to get off the bone. You want it to just kind of fall off and just be delicious like that. So I'm going to actually combine some things here before I baste my gorgeous ribs with some flavor. I'm going to use that Napa Valley Blackberry Ginger Balsamic vinegar that I talked about earlier, and I'm also going to use some balsamic mustard. It's a balsamic grainy mustard from Vilex. Check out my review on that too. Okay, so I'm going to use a good teaspoon or so of this beautiful grainy balsamic mustard, and I'm going to probably need a couple tablespoons of my balsamic vinegar. Syrupy, look at this, how thick it is. Look at that. Ugh. It's 1 eyeballing and 2. So you can baste this once, you can baste it twice, and that's probably what I'm going to do. So I'm going to mix this thoroughly with the mustard. The ribs have already picked up a lot of flavor from all those nice spices we had in the water, and this mustard just made the vinegar quite a bit thicker, and that's great. So take yourself a beautiful basting brush. If you don't have some of these silicone basting brushes, get to our website at shop.cookingwithkimberly.com. They are so helpful. We use these guys every single day. All right, so generously baste these ribs with this sauce that you've just created. If you wanted to grate some fresh ginger into that, you could definitely do that, or you could use some ground. But this vinegar has such gorgeous flavor that I won't need to do that. I'm gonna have to make 2 batches of it, and that's okay. I'm gonna take these guys back out in about 10 minutes and rebaste, just to make sure that they are really, really full of flavor all the way around. Now this is gonna be a messy undertaking here on your baking sheet. That's why I wanna use that silicone mat. It's very important. Less cleanup is happy times. Make sure they're just falling apart just like this. Okay. Now, into the oven they go. 10 minutes, I'm gonna take them back out and baste them one more time. All right, that's 10 minutes, and our gorgeous glaze has kind of dried and caramelized. That's exactly what we want. All right, one more time. It's gonna be ooey gooey good. Tender meat, a nice sweet and savory sticky mess on the outside. That's the whole point of ribs, isn't it? All right, my ribs are pretty much done. What I'm doing is I'm just gonna mince up some fresh parsley. You could use cilantro if you wanted to, but today it's gonna be parsley just for a pretty garnish. You ready to eat?
Yes.
We're gonna serve them alongside rice. We're gonna try them for you first.
Look at that.
Oh boy.
Wow.
That's a treat.
Woo! They're still sizzling.
They're sizzling, and look at hardly any cleanup because we used
We
silicone
used
mats.
this.
Look at they just slide off, and you know how sticky that would have been otherwise.
What a mess they make of the cookie sheets of the tin.
That's right.
Sheets.
That's right. I'm gonna put that right there for a second. I'm actually just gonna cut these into workable bits before I plate them. Oh, look at this slab. What a gorgeous slab of ribs, I gotta say.
Just remember not to cut anything on top of your silicone sheets.
No, that's a no-no, big no. You will be so upset because you'll wreck it.
Bacon bunner sheets are wonderful, and we use them a lot, but you just can't cut on them. Look at that.
These ones just fell apart. I didn't even need to cut them. They're underneath here. So let's plate these pieces. Look at them just falling apart. I can't even get them on the plate. Right? All right. Now these guys are easily grabbable.
Look at how thick those ribs are.
And falling apart. Like just.
That's the way I love them.
That's right.
That's the way they taste the best.
And we're just going to sprinkle them with some parsley. And that's it.
They're beautiful.
If you want to swirl the plate with some extra balsamic, please do. And that's what you've got going on here. Some beautiful, deep, dark, and delicious pork side ribs. You ready? Go on and try some of that, Mom. Here you go. Shall we share this one?
Oh, yes.
We'll just cut that down the center. It's just falling apart. Look at that. Just.
I think we have to let it cool a bit. It's really hot.
I don't think I can wait. Here's a fork. Have a fork. The meat is moist and falling apart with that caramelized crust on the outside of the blackberry ginger balsamic.
That is so delicious.
So good.
The bones have turned to gelatin.
That's right. Look at this. Just falling apart. Almost shredded. Oh, the balsamic is so flavorful.
So good. Tender as can be. And so moist.
The glaze is savory. It's sweet. It's caramelized. It kept everything nice and moist inside. Boy, that's good. They're so impressive to bring to the table. They're beautiful. They're tasty. You couldn't want anything else.
No.
Serve them with rice. Serve them with potatoes. Serve them with maybe steak fries. Fantastic recipe.
Very, very tasty.
They are very tasty. That glaze is crazy good. It is moist. It has that beautiful grainy mustard in there. The sweetness of the blackberry and the ginger that's actually added to this high quality balsamic from Modena, Italy. Awesome stuff. Make sure you check them out online at winecountrykitchens.com for this particular balsamic, and their whole line of balsamics is absolutely stellar. The entire line. Every single one of them is good. Yum, you good? Forget rice.
Oh, they're wonderful.
I hope you try out this recipe. It's really easy, and you could have used any one of these balsamics to coat these ribs, and they would have been just as amazing.
You just can't beat them. They're wonderful.
Absolutely.
And this wonderful balsamic really makes it.
It really does. It's nice. And if you're, you don't want to make a huge glaze or go to all that effort of making a glaze, or you don't have something else, these balsamics work well.
They're wonderful. We've tried them on different things and we've really enjoyed them.
Yes, I agree. Anyhow, make sure you check out Mom's website at ingridturnertoday.com. Follow me on Twitter at Cooking with Kim E with a capital E. Like the fan page at facebook.com/cookingwithkimberly. My shows are on ifood.tv/cookingwithkimberly, youtube.com/cookingwithkimberly, and you can add my channel on Roku, Cooking with Kimberly. Come to my website at cookingwithkimberly.com and subscribe. Interact with us and let us know what's going down in your culinary world, all right? Be a champion in your kitchen and eat deliciously. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Boy, those are yummy.
It's really, really good.